D2. So this is Birdie Blair. Birdie Blair's question. Is he here? No, you're not here to hear your question, dude. Come on. But piggybacking on that, he says, with R2 on the way, it seems like the mall meta be on its way out, with Rex on the rise. So as a prophesier of the Jedi meta, what arena teams would somebody catching the tail end of the mall meta be looking to build? Would you recommend Rex, Luke, hopefully in June, or another setup? Have you noticed they're working more rock, paper, scissors model? I don't know what you mean by that, Cypher. Anyway, so like I already said, I'm not convinced that R2 is the reason why the mall meta is out. I think Rex has kind of already done that. But again, kind of piggybacking on that, if you're looking at farming a good arena team right now, you may want to look for Rex as a leader, Zeta Kylo, maybe a Zeta Nihilus. Another option could be Jedi, and that's obviously something I'm high on and has worked well for me. I don't know if I would recommend it to everyone because it is a long grind. If you don't have Rex beats Maul, Maul beats Jedi, Jedi beats Rex. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean by rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, it kind of is like that. I can beat Zal, though, with my Jedi. I can beat anyone, really, except for a few Chase teams. But that's with General Kenobi. Something you want to consider when you're looking at Jedi. Number one, do you have Anakin? If you don't, it's going to take you a long time. Anakin is a long freaking grind. It took me a really long time to 7-star him. And if I remember right, it's been a while now, but if I remember, his gear was incredibly hard to get up there as well. Another factor with Jedi is really, you're going to have to accept, if you're not able to get General Kenobi right now, if you're in Password or Sand People, the fact of the matter is Jedi aren't going to be viable without General Kenobi. He's the kingpin that they need. That really, I mean, I went from, I was able to, with the Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn, I was able to steadily maintain top 50. I got to top 20 once, but it was super hard to get there. Threw General Kenobi into the mix. I hit number 1 within 2 hours. I just, it just clicked immediately. So if you're able to get General Kenobi and you've got the Jedi, go for it. I personally love Jedi because I love Star Wars, and out of Star Wars, the thing I love most about it is Jedi. So I'm fangirling over my team. I want a team that I enjoy looking at, and they're hot, it's sexy. I like the Jedi, even though it's not maybe per se the king meta. Yes, Cypher, they're sexy. I already know what you're going to say. But at any rate, God, that's yeah, save that. You can put it up there later. So anyway, so that's how I feel about what you might want to focus on with the Zal meta seemingly on its way out. Next question was asked by Narn. Who should be my next Zeta if I already have Zeta Kylo and no Sith to give it to? I've got Rebels and a mediocre Jedi team. So frankly, Narn, are you here? He's not here for his question either. So I'll address this trusting that you are going to listen to the soundbite. For you in particular, Narn, I would probably wait and see what the reviews on R2-D2 are. He would work really well with your Rebel team potentially. That's something else to consider. I think R2-D2 could put Rebels back on the map, especially if you've got Chase, who obviously already work really well with those Rebel teams. But for your next Zeta, I don't know if there's a clear-cut answer unless you're going to go with Zal. I'm personally high on Zeta Nihilus. I just gave my Nihilus a Zeta, and I think he's really awesome. I really enjoy it, and it helps me beat Chase. I throw him in there sometimes for Chase. I use Ezra sometimes too. So I would think Zeta Nihilus could be a good plan. If you go for Zeta Maul, and don't get me wrong, if you guys have a Zeta Maul team, I wouldn't cry too soon. I still think Zeta Mauls are going to be very viable. They're still wicked tough to beat, especially if you're going against Jedi teams. You're going to be viable for a long time. Rex might be your kryptonite, but I feel you, because I'm running a Jedi team. I'm not the meta, but I'm still making it work. But I think Zeta Maul is still a great route to go. If you were running that Narn with Nihilus and Palp and your Zeta Kylo, maybe Dooku or Vader, something like that. I know you had those tunes that were pretty viable. If you want to go the Zeta Nihilus route, I would recommend a Rex lead. You personally weren't very far off from a Rex lead. I think he was a gear 8, if I remember right, 7-star. Use that with the Zeta Nihilus. It helps give Nihilus the speed he needs to annihilate faster. Zeta Kylo is wicked tough to beat. Maybe a Palpatine and a Boba. And obviously you're working towards General Kenobi. He would work well on that team too. For Zal, is he good against Wigs? I would say yes, Zal would be very good against Wigs, Alexandre. And one of the reasons is that evasion is going to make it a lot harder for, and the days. Yeah, the days especially, because that's going to cripple your assist. And a Wigs team, unless they've got a Yoda thrown in there, or unless they've got a Rex thrown in there, I'm trying to think of other tenacity up guys, you're going to be able to land that days pretty easily against those teams. So yeah, Maul, I would say a solid Rex lead team, a solid Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn lead team, and a solid Zal team are all going to be able to handle Wigs pretty well, unless you've got that Chase in there, and then that complicates things. Wigs and Chase combo is still pretty deadly. It's definitely not meta. It's not used very much. It's completely absent from my shard, at least, but it's still, I would still hate to go against it. So